Hey, welcome. Thanks for joining me as we dive into the second installment of the Trade Spend Maximizer framework. Today, we're going to be talking about the trade spend data portion of this framework, and I'll be walking through some of the details. You'll be able to walk away with how to create your own trade spend data for your organization to give you the insights you need to drive growth in the business. As a reminder, trade spend is the second largest line on the P&L, and about 1/3 of all trade spend annually is actually wasted on events that are not driving growth, they're not profitable. And so we're trying to help create visibility for you so that you can have clarity around how your dollars are being spent, how to optimize those dollars, and ensure that you're getting more and more of your products into the consumer's hands at the end of the day. So that is our goal for you today. Awesome. So as a reminder, our problem here, we typically hear, I'm flying blind. I can't get the information I need to understand where my dollars are being spent. I can't get to the retailer level data required to understand where my dollars are being spent and how they're being spent. Was the event profitable? Did it drive the outcome that I was looking for? And this is a common problem that we see. So our promise to you is to give you something tangible today that you can walk out of here and implement into your business. You can start creating these reports immediately. And so that is our goal and our promise as we dive into this framework. So just as a reminder, this is the trade spend maximizer. There's 3 levels plus a final fourth level. So the first is sales data. Second is trade spend. Then we've got metrics. And finally, how do we optimize? Today, we're going to cover this trade spend data portion of the framework, as I mentioned. And so let's dive in. So first of all, there's 2 levels of granularity here that we want to make sure we're focused on as we're creating this reporting. The first portion of this is going to be the spend by retailer. This is going to be your high level spend by category by retailer. We want to get spend by item where possible. And then we want to make sure that we've got the event performance dates, or really just having that granularity beyond just when a deduction was taken so that you can really understand for that time frame how we're performing with this account. Secondly, we want to have event detail. So this is important as we dive into the metrics next week. This is going to be units sold by item. It's going to be the discount or the promotion that was given, and then any additional fees or ads, any costs associated with running that event is going to be super critical as we start to really dive in and dissect the events that we're running to make sure we're optimizing. Now, if you missed our deduction mastery framework, I'd encourage you to go back and watch that. We'll make sure to link it below so that you can easily access it. This is taken out of that playbook, out of that framework, and I'm just going to touch on it at a high level so that you've got some insight, but again, something you can go ahead and action today should you have missed that. So there's 5 steps to success: taking your deduction data and transforming it into trade spend data. And so within these 5 steps, the first one is your deduction definition keys. And here the account's going to be publishing typically a key that gives you some definitions and understanding of kind of what the deduction is for. We encourage you to save this in a shared drive for the team should you be able to get others to help you as you create this. you will probably want to start with your top customer. Just start with one, keep it simple, and progress from there. Number two is getting the list of deductions. So you've got the key, then you get a list. You're going to get this from a portal or maybe from your emails where you're receiving those deductions. And here you're going to want to get 3, 6, or 12 months of data. The more you can get, the better. And within that reporting, typically you're going to get the invoice number, the amount, the date, etc. So this will give you a little more as it relates to the data points of the deductions. Then on the third step, we're going to want to decipher and categorize these deductions using this spreadsheet so that you can then start to create the reporting you need. And so you're going to, at this stage, be bumping the definition key against your list of deductions. And this will give you really some of those common categories of promotions, ads, placements, spoils, etc. From there, we're going to want to create month over month reporting. And this is critical as we think about just understanding the trends of the business. So here we're going to want to have probably a pivot table. You could do this manual as well. And you're going to want to see this month over month, which is why it's important to have that 3, 6, and 12 months. You're going to want to also capture that retailer and item level data. Specifically, if we're looking at distributor data, you're going to want to see if you can get to that next level of granularity so you understand which retailer is associated with that deduction. And then finally, just frequency wise, if you can update this at least monthly, that's going to be helpful as you continue to track your trade spend. From here, I'm going to now give you these examples so that you can visualize what I'm talking about. So this is going to be your report of seeing it, the totals by month and by retailer. So here you can see you've got retailer X, top right corner, you've got your time frame, you've got your breakdown for that retailer with your categories. And now you can really start to identify those trends of when you've got some heavier months, when your events ran. And this will just give you a nice high level view. And then you can start to see month over month, year on year as you continue to build this out. All right. So this is an example of an outcome that you can get from that first level of granularity. And then on this page, we're showing you an example of your event details. So you're going to have the retailer, you're going to have the item, the start and end date of the event, the units sold, the scan or the promotion that was given, and the extended amount underneath. You've got any fees associated with that. There could be multiple. You may also have ads, so you want to make sure you're capturing that as well. So I hope this was helpful as you think about how you can create this report in your own business to really get the trade spend data. That next week we're going to talk about the metrics and how do we blend together sales and trade data to give ourselves trade spend as a percentage of sales, so you really have the context of how are we performing as it relates to the sales that we're driving in the business. And this can sometimes create another level of complexity. So, trying to create these reports on a monthly basis can be time consuming. Trying to get the information of the documents can be hard. It can be labor intensive and sometimes even impossible. However, TrueUp does do this. We help hundreds and hundreds of CPG experts in the field get this data so that they can have the visibility they need. So if you want to make this easy, get the information and insights at the click of a button, we do that for you. So we'd be happy to talk about both what we've presented here today, as well as being able to help the team as you guys continue on your journey to optimize your trade spend. And with that, thank you so much. As a reminder, we'll be coming back around talking about the third part of this framework and giving you the metrics that we want to be looking at, honing in on, and ensuring that we're tracking to make sure that we're optimizing our trade spend and making sure that we're driving 10x growth in our business to get more of our products into the consumer's hands. So thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day. Cheers.